Coming up on Cardinals Insider,
DJ Café.
it's Jose Martinez as you've never seen him before. Plus,
I'm ready to help myself and help the team this year.
hear from hard-throwing Ryan Helsley. And later,
it was really cool to see how it all sort of played out on the iPad.
hitting a home run for learning. Hello and welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm your host, Ozzie Smith. We all know Jose Martinez as a fun personality, from goofing off in the clubhouse to dancing in the dugout. But did you know he can mix his own beats too? Let's hear from our very own DJ Cafe.
Apparently I'm DJ Cafe. So actually the people like it. So it's not, it's nothing too special, but I actually like it too. So that's my go-to. I started with a little console. Actually, I bought it on Amazon, like kind of like this. It's been fun actually. And every time I go, now people telling me that I'm getting kind of good. So that's exciting. It's just because it gets you out of the game, it relax you. All that kind of problem that you can have in the stadium or family or something, and just relax and give you like a different time. We give you a different time for sure, and it's all for fun. Music is always good, and you always need music for whatever part of your day. It's like more like you go with the flow or with the kind of party is it, DJs got all go-to playlists, but sometimes you just go out there and you make it your own. And it's just because how the night is going. But like I said, for sure you gotta have rhythm. For sure you need to know what the people like 100%. And other than that, you trust what you can offer them, and it's all about the fun too. DJ Café.
Through mid-September, Ryan Helsley had an ERA just a tick over 2 during 31 Major League innings. So far, that big arm is as advertised. Our Emily Stevens has more.
There are many young arms that dream of earning a spot in the Cardinals bullpen. This season, 25-year-old Ryan Helsley is making that dream a reality.
Growing up, you always get those questionnaire sheets, what do you want to be when you get older? And I always put, MLB player, NFL football player, and it didn't ever really become a reality until my sophomore year when scouts and stuff kind of started coming around.
Coming from a small Division II school, Helsley's powerful arm continued to develop, landing him a spot with the Gulf Coast League and on to Double and Triple A, all in the same year.
Yeah, each level has its own challenges, and you try to kind of look past those and trust in your stuff. I think a big part in this game is believing in yourself and, trusting in all the work you put in the offseason and stuff and in the weight room and things like that.
In the last few years, Helsley has seen the velocity of his pitching spike, growing 5 miles per hour since he entered pro ball.
It's kind of been progressive throughout my whole career. In college, I think I topped out at 97, and then second year pro balls, the first time I hit 100, and then my debut this year, I think I hit 102. So just kind of been progressive throughout my career so far.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Good work by Helsley with 2 scoreless innings.
I think it's more of a power pitcher, throw hard for the most part. And I was a strikeout pitcher in the minor leagues, but not this year. In the big leagues, I've been trying to work on my craft and stuff and try to figure things out. And the most important thing right now, I think, is getting outs. So.
In 2018, Helsley began his season in Single A. Just 2 years later, he's pitching in a pennant race.
The first game, I don't know if I noticed much because my adrenaline was so high and had so many nerves and things going on. But, up here, everybody can hit. Everybody's up here for a reason, and you got to remember that. And I think it's key for any pitcher to, like I said, trust in their stuff, and I think that'll take you a long way.
For Cardinals Insider, I'm Emily Stevens.
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider,
I think it's a great way to keep the kids engaged and learning.
John Brebbia and Tommy Edman head back to school. Also coming up,
you just have to witness it to see how special it is.
a moment bigger than baseball. This summer, kids all over Cardinals Nation participated in the Summer Slugger program. They played baseball-themed learning games to keep their minds sharp over summer break. Tommy Edman and John Brebbia rewarded some of these students by coming out to a school assembly.
Today we got to see just how interactive it was. Last time I did it, it was the Summer Slugger Live, and they had a few questions and they some kind of neat graphics, but this one got really deep into like the harder question, you know, the more kind of rewards you get, you know, it's a home run instead of a single or something like that, and it was really cool to see how it all sort of played out on the iPad.
All right, so what are we doing now? Are you gonna do the memory one or the math one? I mean, I think it's super important. I think just to keep your brain active so that when you go back to school in the fall, it's not all brand new and you kind of have to get back into the swing of things. I think it's just to keep your brain active like at all moments, which is kind of what I try to do in the off season. I try to do things that to keep my brain working so I don't completely forget about everything that I've done during the season. Match words with the same ending sound. Okay, so basically ones that rhyme.
Because it's fun. It gives you a little something different to do than, you know, when I was in school I sat in class and tried to do my best to listen. But this is something that feels a little bit more like a game and maybe can get you a little bit more involved.
You guys like Cardinals games? Yeah. I think it's super fun. I think also integrating into the baseball themed game as well. It kind of relates to the kids and to something that they enjoy doing, both being on the iPad and also relating to a sport. So I think being able to integrate that into an educational experience is very effective.
Straight ahead,
I like getting on the field and whatever I can do to help my team win.
we go down to the farm to hear from outfielder Connor Capel. Plus,
It's just been incredible.
the American Dream and the All-American Game come together. Have you listened to the Cardinals Insider podcast yet? Each week, the show welcomes players, executives, and alumni. Plus, hear audio from the Cardinals Radio Archive. Take Cardinal baseball with you on the Cardinals Insider podcast. Listen or subscribe wherever you get your podcast or at cardinals.com/podcast. Let's take a look back at this moment in Cardinals history.
And now the Rangers are one strike away. Into right, well hit. Back at the wall. It's off the wall. Freeze has tied it. Unbelievable. Freeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
Outfielder Connor Capel just finished his second season with the Cardinals organization. He came over from the Indians last year. This season, he played the bulk of the year at Double-A Springfield. Capel is the subject of this week's Bear Farm Report.
Or so as Capel gets into this one, a deep drive right field. Back at the wall is Lee. He looks up and it's gone.
This year I played a lot of left, but I like playing all three of them. I like getting on the field and whatever I can do to help my team win. I think the pitchers a little bit better, hit their spots a little more. So when they make a mistake, try and capitalize on it. And when you get a pitch to hit, try not to miss it, take advantage of it. Pitch preparation, kind of anticipating and knowing where to throw the ball and where you need to be in this certain play, and just always be ready every pitch. I think the ball's going to come to you.
Right center field, Capel flying back with a diving grab.
So this is my first year, so it was good meeting a lot of new guys, but BA's helped me a bunch with hitting, and we work on our defense, and George, hitting coordinator, he's helped me a bunch, so it's been good. Being consistent and just your mental approach every day. Coming in every day, you got to be strong, and you're going to struggle at times. So it's always you just got to work through it. This year, I've tried to be a lot more consistent at the plate, and just trying to be better defensively. Not as many errors, some assists out there. So just try and build all aspects of your game.
Busch Stadium holds a lot of special memories for people from all over. Most are related to baseball, but some events at the ballpark are even bigger than the game. On September 18th, a group of new Americans took their oath of citizenship before a Cardinals game. Our Brett McMillan has the story.
Baseball. It's America's game. And for one group, Busch Stadium was the site of their first ball game as American citizens. That's because they took the oath of citizenship behind home plate right before the Cards game on September 18th.
I'm so thankful to the Cardinal organization for agreeing to do this. They've been so generous and so helpful in making sure that everything works well. It's just been incredible.
Please raise your right hand to take the oath of allegiance.
The Eastern District of Missouri naturalizes 4,000 citizens every year, but it's the first time such a ceremony has occurred here at Busch Stadium. It's an emotional moment for everyone involved.
You just have to witness it to see how special it is for individuals to become United States citizens. In many of them, it's a lifelong quest.
Candidates for citizenship submit to a thorough vetting process, including a U.S. history and civics exam. While this group is the first to take the oath at Busch, they're not the first naturalized citizens to stand on its field.
I had the pleasure of naturalizing Albert Pujols. Mr. Pujols took great pride in saying that he received 100% on his test. I mean, it's rigorous.
Baseball and America, they just go together. And for a group of 20 new Americans, they created a memory which will last a lifetime. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
It's time for this week's trivia question. Cardinals team president Bill DeWitt III is a third-generation baseball executive. His father, Bill DeWitt Jr., is the Cards chairman and CEO. His grandfather, Bill DeWitt I, worked for 6 different teams. Which did he start with? Was it the St. Louis Cardinals, the Cincinnati Reds, the St. Louis Browns, or the Chicago White Sox? The answer when we return. We're back with the answer to this week's trivia question. We asked what team Bill DeWitt I originally worked for. The answer is the St. Louis Browns. DeWitt impressed Browns business manager Branch Rickey. Rickey hired DeWitt as a member of the front office. It was the beginning of a long and storied baseball career which has been carried on by his son Bill DeWitt Jr. and grandson Bill DeWitt III. With so much history in the game, the DeWitt family has also become renowned baseball memorabilia collectors. Here's more.
When I was growing up, there were just things laying around or on desks or hanging on walls that kind of paid tribute to my grandfather's career in baseball, which really started over 100 years ago, selling soda at Sportsman's Park. The logo back in the 30s, he was part of that organization in the 30s. I think that was probably 1934 or thereabouts. I've seen those pop up with names that were familiar to the Gas House Gang crowd, and I didn't really know much about it, frankly, until we got back involved in the Cardinals, and I thought, well, we better frame it up. And it's fun to have something that was part of his early career with the Cardinals. Well, the tobacco cards are famous. I think everybody has a sense of what they look like based on, those really colorful images. And I thought, well, these are great looking cards. Maybe I'll see if the Cardinal ones in that set are gettable. Behind me is a jersey that Matt Carpenter wore in 2013, and I had it signed by all the team members. He's number 13, it was 2013. We made it to the World Series that year. But more special for me was it's the Saturday home jersey, which I also had a hand in designing, and I'm pretty proud of the way that looks.
Coming up next,
it is definitely a worthwhile cause.
A donation to Cardinals Care that really paid off. Let's take a look back at this moment in Cardinals history.
He has now. See you later. Way out of here. 4-2 Cardinals.
Bob, I think that cleared the entire Dodger bullpen. One of the longest home runs I've ever seen hit here.
With the bases loaded. And a drive to left center. Is it another one? Yes! 2 grand slams in 1 inning. Cardinals lead 11-2, and Fernando's driven in 8 of them.
You've probably seen them at Busch Stadium, volunteers in bright shirts selling 50-50 raffle tickets. Those raffles benefit Cardinals Care, and each night a lucky fan wins half the pot. But earlier this year, one fan really won big.
So in order to carry out our mission of caring for kids, Cardinals Care hosts a 50-50 raffle in partnership with Hollywood Casino each weekend home game here at Busch Stadium. Cardinals Care gives half of the 50-50 pot to a lucky fan who wins that pot. The other half goes to Cardinals Care in order to benefit kids in our area.
My name is Diana, and I have been Cardinals fan since I was in my early childhood, and I am a winner of the Cardinals 50-50. I was looking at the possibility of buying a 50-50 raffle ticket, and I mentioned to my husband that I wanted to go buy a ticket, so he gave me a $20 bill, and I went to buy tickets. Later in the game, when they posted the winning number, I looked at the last 4 digits, and I said to my son, "Did you get a picture of what that winning ticket is? Was it this number?" And he said, "Oh my goodness, you won!"
We are so grateful to our fans and to our volunteers. We are fortunate that they support everything Cardinals Care, including our 50-50 raffle. Without our fans and our volunteers, Cardinals Care couldn't carry out the great work that we do in the community.
I hope you will consider buying a 50-50 raffle ticket today. It is definitely a worthwhile cause.
Budgeting Buddies is a program that equips teachers to show students sound personal finance practices. The course was taught recently at Busch Stadium. Take a look.
Budgeting Buddies is a financial literacy program geared towards students in 2nd through 6th grade. We feel that it's never too early to start learning the skills behind how to save money, how to create a budget.
You've created this budget. We've said this is what you need for your party. This is how many people you're inviting.
We're really lucky to have Scott Credit Union as our partner in this because dealing with money is what they do.
I think the educators that are here today will take away an understanding of the partnership that Scott Credit Union has with the Cardinals and be able to implement this in their classrooms and hopefully turn it into something even more broad and exciting for their students.
And this felt like a really great opportunity. They are very focused on being in schools, as are we. And so the idea of coming up with something that we both do well was what resulted in Budgeting Buddies. So we had a teacher workshop to introduce the curriculum, and it is a 7-unit curriculum that has activity sheets that teachers can utilize within their classroom. So we were sharing our ideas, but they were also sharing their ideas with us. And so it was really exciting to hear how they see utilizing this curriculum and how what we have created actually hits on points that they are currently seeing in their classroom.
This episode is coming to a close, but we're always online at cardinals.com/insider. Plus, our YouTube page houses all of our content, including individual stories and past episodes. Each season, the Cardinals take an official team photo. We leave you with the sights and sounds of this year's shoot, and we'll see you next week.
Leaving them all the way in the back? No, that rope, that right there, not all the way back. Staff behind you. Right there, right there. Okay, so for Andrew, we've got, where's Carlos?
I'm going to use Photoshop.
Carlos, Brebbia, sun's out, around the shot. Wayno, you are up one, step up one. Thank you. Far in. Donde está Marlon? Top roll? Yeah, don't worry. We'll get Jack beside Miles. Miles is next to Wayno. Miles is in you. Okay? We're going like Gam. Like Gam. You're standing right there.
Keep them away from the player.
Junior.
And let's turn in.
Okay. Good. You got everyone here doing this, okay? Good. Okay. Thank you. Good. Woo!